What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. It is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. I'm at my next service call, my only service call on the schedule for today. We are in the incorporated village of Hewlett Harbor. Hewlett Harbor is part of the 5 towns on the south shore of Long Island in the great state of New York. We have an existing customer that has multiple issues with his Whale McLean wall-hung boiler, primarily dealing with the horrible radiant manifold that's leaking in multiple places. It's 10 zones. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but there's nothing that we can accomplish. So smash that thumbs up button in advance. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Let me get your thoughts and feedback down in the comment section down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop a video, which is usually 6 days a week. Let's get going. Alright, so I started with my label maker, and I put labels on all my zone actuators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 zones here, and someone got a little creative with this flex, and it connects to all these zones there. We're gonna take out all those shark bites. Hi, Johnny Sunshine of John Phillips Plumbing in Sarasota, Florida. We don't use shark bites in any pipe doctor operation, whether it's in Florida, South Carolina, or New York. That's crackerjack plumbing, and we're not crackerjacks. I'm not saying that you are, but maybe it's good enough for your neighborhood, but for the Taj Mahals that we work on, even in Florida, nope, no bueno. All right, we're also going to change out these 2 zone controllers. Yep, I'm gonna change out those 2 zone controllers. The other mic, hey, you don't see him that often. He is working on replacing the relief valve, the expansion tank, and that Taco 007 circulator that appears to be for the primary loop. Yes, it is. Look, there it is. Boom. Very nice. Why they took this off of there, I don't know, but overall, it's a clean job. Whale McLean, this is the Eco, not the EcoTech, but the Eco. And you see, we do the combustion analysis with the Testo. Okay, let's get rocking and rolling. All right, I have the first zone valve controller removed, one of the 2 here. One thing to keep in mind is that I did wire everything. I'm sorry, I did label everything. And I have pictures. You know, I took all of my thermostat wiring and I identified that. Even the old relay, which is somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, over there. Even the old relay, you're gonna take note that we have jumpers on 3 and 4 because we're only using 2 wire. Zone actuators. Now there are 4 there, and we may utilize 3 and 4, but let's get the new one in place. Something really pretty funky that I didn't see that you don't see normally. We have 2 end switches. We have X1, X1, and an X2, X2. The X2 is a little weird here. The first one, the one on the left, second to the right, that was wired to the 2 other blacks coming from the bottom going to the transformer. And the other one is just an end switch going to the other blacks, which really make no sense, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel here, so we'll just follow what we took out, and hopefully we don't mess up. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Been here for a little over an hour. The other mic rotated the Taco 0015E ECM 3-speed circulator head.
When you install these Takeo circulators, you need to read the manual if you have never done so before, by the way. Make that a rule of thumb. Anytime you open up a box, and if you've never read the manual before, the little piece of paper that comes with it, read it. And even tell you about the Amtrol expansion tanks, how it needs to be installed in the vertical position and upward facing manner. Similar applies to the circulator. Takeo wants it to be installed where you can read the head of the circulator without turning your head. Okay? So we did that here. Replace the circulator, replace the expansion tank. We put in a 30 PSI relief valve. Okay. Reconnected that. I probably would have replaced that. We'll clean that up a little bit. So I've been working on the first of 2 zone valve switching relays. I left slack on these, and yes, I didn't put any rubber grommets in there. It is what it is. What can I say? But I left some slack there for a future, just need, or, if it need, whatever. I did trim these down a little bit. My thermostats and my end switch. Since we're doing a master-slave situation here, I wired expansion A, B, and C, removing the end switch that these 2 were twinned in together and then went to the boiler. I haven't figured out what this 24 volts went to yet. We're just going to leave that off for now. We have to work on this stuff and the 2 transformers and these 2 lines there. I did notice the circulator for this system was rigged in such a fashion where they say hacks bring me stacks, and if you're going to use electric tape and bubble gum and I guess some ingenuity, that's great, but don't expect it to remain when I get to the job. We're going to be taking care of that a little bit later. I need to trace this out, and once I trace these out, we'll work on the next, and then for the grand finale, replacement of the 2 10-zone radiant manifold blocks. All right, the second panel is in. I simplified things a lot. We had a lot going on between panel A and panel B. The one on the left is now 4 zones. It's the master. Here's the slave. It's 6 zones. We have incoming power coming in right here. So this is L1, L2. This is L1, L2 going to panel B. This is our circulator L1 and neutral going to our new Takeo 0015 ECM 3-speed circulator. And going to each, I'm using the 5-conductor Wago here. So I have the 2 transformers with L1 and L1 coming in and L1 going to the other panel. And circulator. The other end of the end switch for the circulator is going to end switch X1 right there, and all our neutrals. I have control wiring, our XX end switch. This is going to our boiler. This turns on our boiler. We had a wire that was going from this one to this one, but since we're using the expansion, the A, B, and C, from the master to the slave, we don't need to do that. We also did set our dip switch to slave. Here we go. And maintaining zone, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. With the associated 2-wire zone valves. These are by Calefi. We're hoping that they're going to work on our Uponor stainless steel manifold right there. All right, I eliminated that bracket. We're using this one instead. We're taking off the rings on the old manifold, putting onto the new manifold, and then our zone valve heads literally just snap right on. There's 6. There you go. This is 5, 4. We have to find the white pieces. They're just popping off the top of these Calefi zone actuators for some unknown reason. And there's 3. Here's 2. And we should probably do those one. No, we don't have to do them one by one, but we can disconnect all of these, and then we're gonna run new in PEX. Let's get the PEX for it, by the way. We're gonna splice behind here. Yeah, we'll get rid of those shark bites. This is not Florida Cracker Jack Plumbing Incorporated, aka John Phillips Plumbing of Sarasota, Florida. Mr. Sunshine. Mr. Sunshine, I know you're watching. And the next time that I am in Orlando, which will be on March 10th through the 13th, we should meet up. You know, if you wanna drive out to me, I'll treat you to breakfast or lunch or even dinner. We can do a nice little collab. Imagine we do a collaboration together, and maybe together we can have harmony. And I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care, and you shouldn't care that I'm a Republican. Just saying.
Florida and a Republican in New York. We got a lot in common.
Yeah, so when he sees a MAGA hat, by the way, he thinks it's make appliances great again. Yeah, no comment. All right, both supply and return manifolds are in place. I am now purging. I am using this manual bypass valve to force feed more water. Now, when the zone valves are not powered, everything is open. So I'm popping off each one. And for example, there's number 3. I'm gonna pull number 4. And you're gonna see, there comes all my air. I'll close my relief valve too as well. It looks like the relief valve popped open as well. Let's close that. 30 PSI. We're on zone 4. 6 more to go. And in case you're wondering, we're using water from the supply side and purging through each individual zone to get all the air out. Quite simple. If we get air in there, it's going to block circulation. So here's our water coming in, passing through the shutoff valve, going to each zone. All right, and then if one is open, let's keep an eye on that. Okay, that's 4. Let me pop open number 5. Where is my, there it is. And I got my foot on the hose so it doesn't take off. My valve, let's open that back up. We want to maintain as close to 30 PSI of pressure as possible. That'll expedite the process of purging. Looks like number 5 is good, almost. There's a few air bubbles remain. Okay, let's go to number 6. All right, there that is. Add more pressure. We can also, if there was a manual fill on this, we can also, like a takeout, we can push that lever open to give it more water. Nice and do the switcheroo. I am gonna put back, still getting some air there. Still getting some air. I'll hold that with my...
Nice, good clean water for
Yeah, not bad, all right? Yeah. Not bad for our hydronic heating system.
Well, I can tell they've done plenty of maintenance.
Yeah, I wish it'd be nice to have a magnetic filter. Pressure back. Okay, let's go to number 7. Just like that. The zone pops open, and we are purging 7. So we're gonna have 3 more to go. Oh, the relief valve pops open. I still gotta figure out what this wire is going to. It needs 24 volts. I guess we'll find out during startup and commissioning of all the zones. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to watch my video on the upgrade of the 2 switching relays and the 10 zone manifold.